make it out, to be honest.
I got a smooth it. It was really soft.
Oh, you said you did you? Oh, that's nice. I don't care about it that much, otherwise it wouldn't be out all the time, would it? I bet Francine bloody loves having that stuck there.
Got no choice. She had to relinquish those drives, didn't she?
Yeah. Is she warm enough? What's she got on?
All of you?
Hiya.
Careful now when you're getting in.
Are you warm enough, Mum?
Oh, God, I'm boiling.
Do
You?
you need that on? Or do you want to take it?
Thank you, lad.
Be careful. Oh dear. Okay, your breath. Have you used that inhaler?
I just used it.
Oh, good.
All right.
Thank you.
Spoiling you, picking up 3 days in a row.
Just get your breath, Mum.
I will now. Thank you for picking me up. I was anxious to see this place anyway.
I wanted to go tomorrow if we found out the number.
Did you? Oh, when you found out the number?
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, according to Viv, most of it is private. Good area. She's never heard anything bad about it. The 2 ants live up there.
I've never even thought about living in Penswin.
No, it never crossed my mind anyway.
I had a slight thought, and I'm not completely sure about it.
Yeah.
Do you know that house we seen on that website?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it is, but there's a slight chance they might have bought that house and started renting it out, because the council sometimes do buy houses off of, you know...
Private sellers. But
Yeah.
yeah, I see what you're saying, Dave, but I don't think it is, because no,
Is
definitely
it still
not.
up for sale, Dave?
Yeah. I mean, but it's the same inside, so at least we know how big. It looks quite big. That's the letter I had, see, Mum?
Oh, yeah.
Why did they take the lights out?
Probably got to redo them.
No, because they cemented the ground.
Oh, yeah. See, and I could have so easily chucked that out.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it was in an envelope,
Yeah.
but it was in this plastic bag.
Oh, I see. Well,
And it was
look,
only,
it's-
and I was thinking, oh, what's that? And then I realised it was a letter. And I couldn't believe it when I seen in my magnifying glass Accessible Homes.
No, it was amazing.
I was like, Hugh! You didn't believe me,
Yeah.
did you? I'm just trying to be calm and not get overexcited. And
Well, yeah, because you haven't seen it, you don't know anything about it.
well, I know the inside of the house from when we saw from them people are selling.
Yeah.
Because the lady put the photos on, and I tell you what, Mum, it looks a really decent size.
What's the downstairs like? Is it one living room?
It's got a big living room. It was big, wasn't it, Hugh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got a separate kitchen,
Yes.
like a galley, a bit like your kitchen, but bigger.
Yeah.
And a separate dining room.
Oh yeah, it's got a separate dining room.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
I think there may be a toilet downstairs as well.
Yeah.
Because if you look at when you look at the outside of the property, there's a bit sticking out, so I think it's a downstairs loo.
Yeah.
What else? And the bedrooms are quite a good size as well. The bathroom's small,
Yeah.
but that doesn't matter, does it?
Not really.
You know, because we're not going to be living in the
As if you think we don't really wash that much.
Well, you may not have. Cheeky sort of me.
If you do move in up here, you'll all have to alter, because all these people up here own their own houses. They won't know whether you own yours or not, but you can't go to Bean Scruffy anymore.
We're going to bring the standard of living down.
Oh, thank you.
The idea is you'll probably find it will go up here with all the type of people that live here and buy their own houses.
Through my whole thing, I've never thought to Pentwyn, ever.
Never, no.
Never crossed my mind.
All I kept crossing mine, it's sorry to be bossy, was bloody St. Mellons.
Yeah,
I kept on thinking, oh, that's the area everybody moves out to.
yeah.
That and Lanbrowney, isn't it?
And
And I kept thinking, oh, why would they don't offer us St. Mellons or Lanbrowney?
I wouldn't have taken them anyway, Mum.
No.
Even though, I mean, it's like everywhere. There are good and bad places everywhere.
Yes, yeah.
You know, so
And
there's
seeing that, see, Viv's youngest son lives in St. Mellons because they're buying their house. But he's got a lovely area in that place.
well, you know where the electricity board is?
Yeah.
That side, you know, the old St. Mellons side, they got some lovely places there.
Well, I
You
was
know.
Old St. Mellons when I was growing up was a very select posh area.
God, when I was fitter and healthier, me and Hugh, I don't suppose you remember walking down there, though, because you're only little, weren't you? And it was lovely down there.
Yeah.
You know, people would say good morning to you, they didn't even know you.
Yeah, it was a very settled community.
Yeah.
And my parents lived out in Ely, for example, when they were young married, you know.
Yeah.
And part of Grand Avenue and that was a very...
Well, that whole estate, because I've talked to so many people
Yeah.
when I was in the residential care, and you say, oh, where do you used to live? And
Yeah.
they'd said it was absolutely fantastic when they first
Well,
moved
so
there.
my parents always said
Yeah.
it was.
A real sense of community.
Yeah. Because years later, when my father was in charge of a crew working for the council, and they'd send him out to Ely for repairs, obviously, he used to come home shocked. He used to say to my mother, "You'd never believe it, you know, and the house we lived in, what it's like. It's a shame of them."
Yeah. Well, I was listening to the radio this Wednesday, and they were talking about provoked attacks on people.
Yeah.
And this guy phones up and he said what his name was and everything. And he said he went, he was in the phone box, you know, in his local area. And someone tapped on the window and he said, "I'll be out in a minute, mate." The next thing, he was dragged out to the phone box and battered by a gang. And it was in Grand Avenue at the top.
Do you know, I always remember that.
Yeah, and he said he couldn't believe that he could be born and brought up in an area
Yeah.
and be, you know, literally battered.
Yeah.
And they didn't want the phone or anything. It was just an excuse
Yeah.
to have a go at him. Yeah.
Someone tried to rob a bookies, and he ended up getting killed.
Oh, to see what happens.
They overpowered him and sat on him. He passed out and died.
Oh, yes, I just heard a bit about that on the television.
How old was he?
About 50-something.
Yeah.
He must have had a condition of
Yeah.
some kind.
It was seriously bloody right to try and arm rob places, and you know.
But the gun he took in was fake.
I'd never risk that, would you? Imagine if they called the police, the ones that call the real guns, they'd shoot you anyway, wouldn't they?
What shocked me the other day when I was reading the paper, since they've announced a lot of cuts to certain benefits, is the amount of suicides that have been had.
That's awful,
Because
isn't it?
people are so worried. You
Yeah.
think, well, that's dreadful.
I know. I always think that if it gets really bad, you can always top yourself, can't you?
No, you can't. No, because it's not your life to take, is it?
Well, yeah, if you take your own life,
No,
not
it isn't, because you know if God is in charge of your life, He didn't decree that you come to earth and then commit suicide.
Yeah, but he also understands people's despair, Mum.
Yeah.
Do you remember years ago, I think it was when we first moved to the house we're in now,
Yeah.
this young woman had split up from her husband and was absolutely devastated. But more to the point was because even though he was told he had to pay money towards the mortgage and their upkeep, he hadn't paid her anything, and it was going on for about a year.
Yeah.
And no matter how much the solicitors had tried to get him, you know, to pay up and stuff like that, he hadn't. And she was terrified that she was going to get evicted from her home because she couldn't pay the mortgage. Because the DWP only paid something towards the interest.
Yeah.
And she was in such dire straits, so she killed herself in Pentwyn car park, Asda's car park, Pombrena, I mean.
Yeah.
She things a hose into the car and blocked all the gaps. And she had a 12-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old daughter with her, and she killed the three of them.
Oh, was that dreadful?
Yeah, she drugged them, put
Yeah.
them in the car, and she killed them all.
I wonder how he feels now.
Bloody horrible, I hope.
Does he feel uncomfortable?
Well, he
Does
should.
not worry him?
Well, some men are just pigs and they don't care, but it is his fault.
Of course it is.
If he just on the side of it, he wanted the kids in the first place. Yeah, but I thought I was dreadfully sad.
Yes.
Yeah. So all this area we're in now, this is all Pentwyn. Yeah. Because I
What's the
don't
name
know.
of that drive there? Did you see it?
Peppermint,
Drive.
yeah.
Yeah, it is
I
nice.
spotted that yesterday, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
did.
did.
I just thought it was a nice change.
So there's a bus stop by there, Dave.
There's quite a few bus stops around
Yeah,
here,
and there's
and
one
on the
around
other
the
side.
corner down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I said Jane and I came up here, we got off at this one. walk down the road and over to Aldi's.
I wonder what bus is up this side, up here then.
I'll have to look it up, June. I got a finger to
I got a grip of it.
Yeah.
So is this all of it? This is the
Yeah,
whole thing.
all this,
It
all
goes
down there
around
and all
like
to
in
the
a half
left.
circle, doesn't it, Hugh?
So it could be any of these houses then.
Yeah.
Right, property don't think it's the one on the right.
There wouldn't
because
be any
they
of them,
look-
so they're all
No.
going but like a downcline.
Yeah, and they look like 3 and 2 bedders, don't they?
Yeah. I can't open my windows while
Now, these look
sleeping.
bigger houses on the left.
Yeah.
He's waiting for you to get out. Was he the one who shouted at you last night?
No,
No, it was a van.
See, it couldn't be any of these houses. They all got like downward sloping.
Yeah. That one looks empty though, doesn't it? Apart
It
from the
is.
lions.
The one that's
It's for sale. But that
Yeah.
Oh,
probably
that's the one we
looked
saw
at
on the.
yesterday.
Yeah.
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 Maybe the bigger ones, like that one.
I was
there.
thinking a bigger one because if you look at the map,
Yeah.
there's some nice big size houses
Yeah.
and smaller ones.
Yeah, that's what I said. The ones on the right look more 3 bedders, don't they?
I can't read too
All the
much
ones on the
about
right
it.
have got downclines to their front doors.
Yeah, you're right.
Might be one of the ones on there that are more level.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bitch of parking though, isn't there?
Oh, I'm sure we'd find some place.
Well, I'm sure they've all got their own little spaces in front of their houses, haven't they? Of course, it depends on if the people in the house next to you got 2 cars or one, don't they?
Yeah. It's a little window. Oh, I wish I knew the number. I really do.
Is this why I said about coming up tomorrow when you
Yeah,
come
well, we
back?
come up a few times before we actually move, won't we? To see what it's like at different times.
Yeah, that's wise. It's a garage. I thought that was a walkway for you last night, Dave. Did you?
Like these ones look big, it's in with you. I mean, that looks like a 3 bed, but these on this side look much bigger.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if you could get a corner one, Hugh. You'd have a lot of room. Well, I say a lot, but you'd have more space, wouldn't you?
I know the parking isn't as good as where we live at the moment, but when we've come down here, we can always find a spot to put the car.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that people wouldn't block in front of our house from it.
No.
See, they've got wood
Yeah.
on the top half.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's not. No, don't worry about that, Dave.
It's like the houses we had in Kitchen, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's still brick underneath and everything. It'd be a lot
Yeah, but
warmer.
there's brick under the wood as well. It's only a
That's what I
facade.
mean. It's just, it'd be a lot warmer there in one of them, Dave, than in ours.
Yeah. It's just a fancy bit, that is. It doesn't do any purpose
No.
except try to make the house look different.
It would be good if we had one of them drives you could just drive in.